All right, here we go. Today we have a man that needs no introduction. Super Bowl champ Antonio Brown. At long last, welcome to VladTV.
Finally made it.
Finally made it. Took a while. Took a few tries. But we finally here. We're going to do it right this time. So it's your first time here. I want to start in the very beginning. Born and raised in Liberty City.
Yes.
What was Liberty City like in the late 90s, early 2000s?
In the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a lot of violence, a lot of drug selling. We had a neighborhood gang called John Doe. These guys was like a committed neighborhood gang who just sold drugs and really tons of violence. I think they all got indicted. It's the John Doe boys.
John Doe boys. Okay. Now, your dad is Eddie Brown.
Yes.
Who was actually...
Touchdown Eddie Brown.
Yeah, Eddie Brown, man. Who was actually named the best player in the Arena Football League history.
Yes.
Okay, how come he never went to the NFL?
I think my dad was just like really content where he was at. And I think he couldn't really handle the discipline, what it takes of being an NFL player.
Right. He also made it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He was #1 player over Kurt Warner in NFL. He was pretty much a great player. I think it was it's the trauma that he went through for growing up in Miami. He got drafted, matter of fact, 6th round to the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, what happened?
I feel like he told me he couldn't really handle it. Like, he wasn't a player when, like, you know, if you get drafted late, that was going to wait to play. My dad was like the first preseason game. He scored a touchdown. They was looking for him to get back in the game, and he had his gear already off, like the older players.
So you grew up with both parents?
Nah, my dad was always away playing football, so I really grew up with my mom for the most part.
Okay, and how many siblings?
I got 5 brothers.
5 brothers?
Yeah.
No girls?
Yeah, my mom don't make no girls.
Okay, same parents or different parents?
Yeah, my 2 brothers, Eddie and Dez, we got the same dad, and then my other 3 brothers, they got different dads.
Okay. Now, you started playing football at age 6.
6 years old, yeah.
Okay, your dad got you into it, or you just got into it on your own?
Now, my mom got me into it. Playing football for us was like what we did, you know, at my grandma's house. Me and my brothers, that's what we love to do. Obviously, my dad played, so for me, it was like, that's what we did every summer.
I mean, were you just a natural from the very beginning, or did it take you a while to kind of get into your swing?
No, I think I was pretty natural, you know, playing with my dad and seeing my dad play arena football and playing around the neighborhood locally in the city.
So you'd go to his games and anything else like that?
Yeah, I've been to a couple games.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's dope. So here you are growing up
in
Liberty City. Now, you talked about when you were 7 years old, you came home, I think, or you were out somewhere and you saw 20 guns on a pool table.
Yeah. So, you know, in the neighborhood I stayed in, John Doe didn't really allow anyone else, if you saw any drugs, you know, those guys was coming to your house or really shutting down your shop. So I think my uncle Keonis King, he really, you know, got me into football too. You know, he was a player. Miami had my uncle. I guess my uncle used to sell weed, and like, I think they tried to tell my uncle that he had to shut it down. So coming home from football practice as a kid, you know, I just was growing up in an environment where those types of things are, you know, you was witnessing as a kid.
Well, your same uncle, Keonis King, he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
How did he end up in that wheelchair?
My uncle got shot up.
Damn. You know the situation around it?
I mean, he was, you know, there was some of the situation he was in. I think he had got into an altercation with a guy over a girl. He shot the guy, you know, it's normal Liberty City. Normal things in Liberty City. I don't even know, you know, he's still alive. Like, someone stood over and shot him. My uncle was like, he's really strong.
Well, you yourself, you got grazed by a bullet.
How you know that?
I do my research. I'm right though, right?
You're right.
Well, how old were you?
It's right before I went to college, Central Michigan.
Oh, so you were in high school?
No, it was a little after high school. I graduated,
okay.
Next year.
Tell me about that situation.
Well, usually in Miami and Liberty City, you know, local parties, you get shot up a lot. You know what I mean? That just was a known thing in Liberty City. When parties happen, they usually end with getting shot up. And I think I was in the car leaving the party. in the midst of it, shot up and just got grazed
Where'd you get grazed?
on my ear.
Oh, so you almost got your head blown off.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah,
Okay. Had you been around shootings before that situation?
yeah. One of my uncles, it was just normal in Liberty City, you know, gun violence. You know what I'm saying? It was a normal thing.
But that was the first time you actually felt a bullet hit you on any level.
Yeah.
Did that change you as a person?
I think it matured me as a person, just knowing that, you know, I can't make myself be a part of these environment. You know, I can't hang out with the wrong crowds and put myself in a bad predicament. You know, I was a kid who had just got out of FIU college. And, you know, I was on my own at 18. So, like, I'm staying with some of my childhood friends, and they didn't always did the right things, but they supported me because they knew, you know, I was on the track to playing ball. So sometimes, you know, we're playing ball and hanging out with my friends, you know, similar to some of them situations that, you know, helped me mature to know, like, hey, I gotta, you know, kind of separate.
Well, I was just in Miami last week and I interviewed Trick Daddy, who's
Yeah.
also from Liberty City.
Yeah,
And he was kind of talking about, now Trick is older than
yeah,
you, but he was talking about how during kind of the height of the D-boy era, he said it was relatively calm. Like the drug dealers pretty much kept the neighborhood together,
yeah,
and the kids would, like, if they got good grades, the local D-boy would give them extra money. They do good in a game,
yeah,
they'd bet on them. If they
Yeah.
won, they gave them a little extra money. So the kids would actually
yeah,
use these drug dealers as kind of surrogate mothers and fathers in a way. And it kind of, you know, obviously there's a negative part, but there was a positive end to it. I mean, knowing that you were with this kind of intense athletic ability, were the D-boys kind of looking out for you and protecting you from some of the bullshit that was happening?
yeah. I mean, we had you know, Trav and Bubba, some of the guys was running the John Doe game. You know, they always came through, supported, you know, us locally with playing football. Trick Daddy used to come to the games at Gwen Cherry.
Mhm.
So we always had, you know, the local drug dealers wasn't looked upon us as some bad role model. To us, there was the guys in the neighborhood that was, you know, taking care of families that really didn't have it and giving us the hope, because that was the only way we saw, like, real money or success.
You yourself, did you ever get caught up in the streets, or were you always like sports?
Yeah, I was always sport. You know, I just had a bunch of friends who was knuckleheads, and, you know, if you have the wrong people around you, they do the wrong things and you get associated. But
Yeah.
for the most part, man, I played for Gwen Cherry since I played Norwest Boys Clubs when I was 6. And from like 7 to 14, I played at Gwen Cherry. So for me, it was all ball.
Okay, so you went to Miami Norland High School,
Yes,
and you played both football and track.
yes,
You were a 2-time Class 6A All-State selection, named the North Athlete of the Year in 2005.
yeah, I am.
You were a big deal in high school, but your grades were messed up.
Yes.
Did you realize that, like, yo, listen, if I don't get my grades up, my sports dreams are going to get derailed?
I didn't think, you know, for me, it was my upbringing. You know, I don't think I was bad at the grades. You know, I was the starting quarterback of the school. It's just, you know, growing up, I used to stay over here, my mom over here, my uncle over here. So, you know, it was just getting to school on time and being consistent with the little things. It wasn't the work. You know, it was just being on time and doing the little things as a kid that you rely on adults. So that was kind of what made me adult early, being take a responsibility for myself.
Well, right, because you applied to Florida State.
Yeah.
They wanted you,
How you know Jimbo Fisher was trying to get me in?
but because of the grades.
Yeah.
Because your career, I feel, would have been a little bit different if you went to Florida State, because that's a huge football school. And, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You would have been on the fast track, I think. No? You don't think so?
I feel like it was the best thing happened to go to, you know, Central Michigan. I feel like, you know, because that would give you that hunger.
Hmm.
You know, have you that, you know, most guys who go first round, they come in the NFL, they get a chance right away. People know they're going to be successful. And I think a part of the journey will come in from like a school like Central Michigan, leaving early and still left people with that doubts. So it kept me hungry to be able to know that, yo, you still got to prove yourself and earn whatever you want to earn out of this game.
Well, before Central Michigan, you went to Florida International University,
Yeah.
right? But you had some sort of scuffle with security?
Nah, actually out of high school, I went to Alcorn State 2006.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
before
before I went to FIU.
before FIU, got
Yeah.
it.
So I went to Alcorn State. I got a scholarship from a guy, Mike McKenzie. I played receiver in the All-Star game. But I got there, was like you could be a prop, meaning you could not play and go to school. They'll still pay for the school. So I caught the Greyhound 19 hours.
19 hours.
No, for no shit, for real.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because Alcorn, you got to fly in Mississippi and like drive like an hour and a half to get to the school. So I caught a Greyhound from Jackson, Mississippi, always to Concord, Carolina, where I played prep school at NC Tech prep school. And then I was able to take my SAT because it wasn't really my grades. I feel like my grades could have been higher if, like, you know, I was in a frugal upbringing to be on time and be punctual. And I still was able to manage to get a 2.3, but, you know, being an athlete, you got to make sure your test score, SAT, match up with it. So I think I may have made like an 830 in high school. And then when I went to prep school from Alcorn State, I was able to get a 930 and become eligible.
Okay. So you ended up at Central Michigan University, and you were All-American 2008 and 2009.
7, 8, and 9.
Oh, my bad. 7, 8, 9. Forgot
Yeah.
a year. So then you decided to go pro your junior year.
Yeah.
Going into it, did you feel you were going to be a high draft pick, or were you kind of unsure at the time?
Now, I always felt highly of myself, but, you know, through the process of being in college, they have a where you submit yourself to the NFL where you're a junior. So you apply like, yo, I'm going to leave early, and they usually give you a grade back. So they kind of graded me a grade, was like, you probably go around 5th or 6th round. But I always thought higher for myself. I just really needed an opportunity, you know what I mean, to put myself in a good position. And I already knew after everything I had been through, the journey of just trying to, you know, be in that position. From Alcorn State to FIU to Central Michigan, no one ever knew about it. Only I knew about it. So I knew, you know, going through everything I had went through, I knew like this was the time.
Well, in the combine, though, did you show out, or?
Yeah, I showed out. I did really well.
Okay, but why weren't you hired, though, based on what you did in the combine?
I just feel like, you know, the game is a political game where, you know, write-ups, people make choices. And they don't always make the right choices. You know, sometimes people base what you're going to be based on who came before you or the name of the institution or the school. And, you know, you make your own path, you know, whatever it was. I don't regret nothing of where I went. I'm glad of where I went because most guys who go first, they finish last.
Okay, the NFL draft happens in 2010. You
Yeah.
become a 6th-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got a 3-year, $1.3 million deal with a $73,000 signing bonus.
Yeah.
Which, you know, when you have no money, that's good, but compared to the rest of the NFL, that's definitely on the light side. How did you feel when you got drafted?
I feel like it was a blessing. You know, I looked at it as an opportunity, you know, to live out my dreams, change my life, and put myself in a good position. You know, I ain't look at it as, you know, obviously the 6th round made me motivated to be able to, you know, prove what I could do as far as my talent, but it was a blessing, man, for my family, you know, my kids, everyone who was a part of it.
Okay. And you chose the number 84.
Yes.
There's a meaning behind that.
Yes.
That is?
8 times 4 is 32. It's 32 teams in the NFL. So for me, wearing my jersey, which I got on this jersey today, I wore this for you. You know what I mean?
There we go.
So it's about, you know, just keeping that hunger. So for me, it was about, but then having a career every year, just motivating myself to get the best out of the game and knowing that 32 teams passed up on me. So every time we have a dress rehearsal, I got to remind these guys of what I could do.
Okay, so now you're part of the Steelers.
Yeah.
And you're a 5th wide receiver.
Yeah.
So you're kind of at the bottom, ready to work your way up. How was it that first year?
The first year was amazing because, you know, I feel like I got drafted 6th round and I got a chance to show the team what I could really do. And it's like, it's a different when someone don't expect nothing from you, then they can watch you develop, you know, just to win over the teammates, each one over and over, like, yo, I can't wait to see this guy, how he finish or how he play. And just get into that game where we had a 4th and 4th and like 20, 4th and 18 versus the Ravens my rookie year. 3rd and 19, and the coach like, you know what? Let AB run a go route. Tell him line up to the right side of Ben and let him run a go route. You know what I'm saying? So just to earn that confidence when a game on the line is for the money and everybody like, yo, know what? We're going to throw it to AB. They so happen throw it to me, I catch it on the helmet. You win the game. So it was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? To believe in myself and to watch others believe and watch that belief turn into something special.
Well, yeah, that first rookie year, 16 receptions, 167 yards in 10 games. So they didn't give you a lot of chances, but when they gave you a chance, you showed out.
Yes.
Did you feel like they were sleeping on you at that point, or did you feel like I still needed to develop a little bit more?
I feel like it was going to be a journey. I feel like to me, I was always going to have to prove myself, and being a part of the game is going to be a journey with adversity or whatever happened. But I just know within myself what I wanted for myself and what I was capable of. And I just kept my head down. And I think by the second year, you know, I was going to the Pro Bowl and going to work with Ben.
Right. And Rashard Mendenhall, he was actually on your team when you got there.
Yeah.
And he was like...
Shout out to Mindy, that's my brother.
You know, he was basically saying how he was trying to be your big brother and trying to, kind of show you the ropes in a
He
positive
was.
way.
He was.
You know what I'm saying?
His story is unique, obviously. He shares it with Tom, being drafted in the 6th round. So him being so far in the draft, he's one of those guys that you don't naturally pay attention to. You think he's a guy that could be here today, gone tomorrow.
Right.
But from the time he got in there, he stood out. Like we're in practice every day, and he's torching our number one corners, like our top guys, and we're like, is this practice or is this for real? Like, you know, you don't naturally pay attention to a 6th rounder, but you noticed him, like when he's walking around, his focus, like his gaze, his stare. When somebody's speaking, it's kind of like, I was gonna say like how you are now. Like when somebody's speaking, he's really listening. You can feel him taking that in. And for a young guy, that's a like distinguishable, like noticeable trait. Like he pays attention. You would always find him soaking in wisdom. You'd find him around Hines Ward. I'd see him around me. I'm not gonna lie, that's why I knew he's a pretty smart dude. When I looked up one day, he was like one step to my right, like one step behind me, paying attention. Well, I was like, okay, like you a smart guy. You finding those guys. He was trying to learn from the onset, from the beginning. So he's early thoughts. He was very intelligent, like a sponge, very focused, very driven. And when he went out to play, he played like that. So he was somebody we took notice of, and somebody that I kept watching. And obviously, I don't know if you know, like me and him formed a very close relationship.
Okay,
that we
from
still
the very
have.
beginning?
From really early on.
Yeah.
Really early on.
He was, man. Rashard Mendenhall was always a good leader for me. Always a player that you could look to and was having fun with the game. Always have a intuitive perspective regardless of whatever was going on. So every time me and Mendenhall play, it was like we have a little celebration we did every game.
Okay, so you join the Steelers and they go to Super Bowl 45.
Yeah.
How did it feel? I mean, you just got there and you're going to the biggest game.
I just feel like, I was in the right place, doing the right things at the right time with the right people. Championship culture like the Steelers. One of my receiver coaches, Zach Azani, he coaching the NFL now, but, he always used Hines Ward as an example of, like, in the Steelers, of like a good organization that was championship culture, that played the receiver position right. So for me, it was like, my coach always said the Steelers, their receiver, and it was like, I was going. So for me, I took it as a responsibility, an opportunity, like, my coach, this is what he'll want me to do, set good standards.
Well, you guys end up losing to the Packers.
Yeah.
How hard was that? I mean, you were right there. You were right there, almost got a ring, and
To me, as a rookie, you don't understand the magnitude of it. You just think, I play with the Steelers, they're going to go to the Super Bowl every year.
Every year.
You know what I'm saying? We be right back. But I just remember the confetti coming down and just staring at Hines Ward, you know what I'm saying? And just knowing like, it was almost that close. Just living in that moment of like, damn, what it'd be like to be on the other side of it. And I think that's what made me hungry as a player, to know that, we was just that close.
Mm-hmm. especially from jump.
Yeah, just from the starter.
Well, that second year, you became the first player in NFL history to have more than 1,000 yards receiving and returning in the same year.
Yeah.
So you're becoming a beast at this point. You're like, all right, I may be 6th round, but look what I'm doing right now.
No, I always was a beast. I just think once you know what you're capable of within yourself, it's just letting the timing reveal itself and trusting the process of God or everything on the fold.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the people I practice with, you know, the guys who I work with every day on an everyday basis probably knew what I was headed towards. But, you know, it's a part of, life is a part of how you handle adversity, how you handle the traumas and how you respond from, reality versus perspective and being, mentally, physically, emotionally in a good space. So for me, to be able to, I told you I just got shot before I went to college. No one ever knew. I just had the best college career to just be drafted in the NFL early. So for me, I was already like I already won. So I just had to, keep my head down and get through the low adversities and just continue to see my vision.
Well, 2012, after signing what was essentially a minimum deal as a rookie, you signed a 5-year, $43 million extension with a $9 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you're getting to see real, serious money.
Yeah.
How did it feel to sign that contract?
I mean, it felt amazing anytime you get a contract after 2 years of only playing. I just got drafted 2010. So I played 2010, 2011. So that showed me what I really mean to the team and the responsibility of the organization to be able to get a $42 million deal after only playing 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it never was about the money because, NFL, it come with money. You know what I'm saying? But, I always signed up for the game to be great and to leave a legacy in regards to how I play and the stats and the opportunities you create while you're doing it. So, I just know when I got paid, it was like they was putting the responsibility on me to be able to, take the organization where it wanted to be. So for me, I just took it as a responsibility, you know what I'm saying? Just like a badge of honor that I got to wear to be great now because I'm the guy they banking on.
I mean, not everyone gets this type of money. I mean, the NFL does have a lot of money, but not everyone gets $9 million signing bonuses, $43 million deals. I mean, a lot of guys are scraping to just get them, just trying to stay on the team to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
But you were clearly becoming a star, and they were serious about it. When you first got that big check, what were some of the things that you bought? Because finally, now you got a big bag.
Yeah, I just bought a couple houses, real estate. I got into Rolls Royces, got a Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? I got a 529 set up for the kids, some school funds. You know what I'm saying? I just gave my mama some money. You know what I'm saying? I just did what a kid would do who never had nothing, who got, you know what I'm saying? I just try to take the approach of every year, what I'm going to save, what I'm going to spend, what I own, what the bills, so I could just set it up for a long time because, I just never want to be the guy who, when he's done playing, he ain't got nothing left. You hear the stories about guys going out, losing their money. So for me, it was always how I could protect it, save all I can, so when I'm done playing, I can sit on the can.
Well, I just interviewed Michael Vick, and he was signing $100 million deals at one point.
Yeah.
And he said something very interesting. He said, I said, did you have a financial advisor? He said, well, I have a financial advisor, but I had no financial literacy.
Yeah.
So when you don't have financial literacy, you're not listening to your financial advisor. You're doing stuff on your own. And he ultimately, when things went bad, he ended up going bankrupt. I think he was like $20 million in debt. It was also reported that there was a lot of really bad investments along the way, and they were saying that you're actually $20 million in debt. That's not true? What was really happening during that time?
I'm not going to explain it. I got a documentary coming out that I'll explain it a little bit more on, but I made strong investments. I followed the lead of my financial advisors with no financial literacy.
Right. So you got set in the wrong direction, in a way.
I followed the lead of my financial advisors. That's all I say.
Do you feel like at that time you had a certain amount of financial literacy, or do you feel like that took a while to sort of develop?
No, I feel like you gotta have financial literacy. And going to Central Michigan with my coach Zach Azzani, him and his wife, they showed me how to pay the bills, how to write out my bills in regards to receiving, scholarship money, in regards to getting paid and saving my money and doing all the right things that would set me up for success. So when I was getting money, it wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna let this person pay my bill or do this for me. Even when I got my signing bonus, it was like, what I'm gonna save, how I'm gonna use it, what I'm gonna spend. So to me, making money was all about the long pay of what you save for the longevity. So for me, in the NFL, it was like, spend all the marketing money you're gonna make off the field, and the money you're gonna make playing, that's the money you save.
Okay. I mean, another thing with Michael Vick was he felt like he needed to bring his friends along with him. And me and him got into a bit of a back and forth where he was like, yo, if you found $20 million in the back room, would you, share it with your friends or would you keep it to yourself? Now with me, it was like, well, you didn't find it in the back room, you earned it.
Yeah.
With you're sacrificing your body and your health in order to get this money. We didn't just find it. You moved 6 of your friends from back home to Atlanta?
I didn't move and we all left together.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you were supporting them financially.
We supported one another. I mean, got millions of dollars. I don't know what you call it. I don't know if we call it me supporting them. I never felt like I supported anybody. I gave. I gave. I was a real, genuine person with my money, and I had enough of it. And we all struggled together. We fought together. We laughed together. We cried together. We lost friends together. We all, was a tight-knit group. And so we just tried to, be just like any other group of friends, close-knit, stick together.
I mean, is this sort of a Newport News thing? Because Allen Iverson kind of had the same thing going on. He would always have a big crew from back home with him.
Man. You got a crew.
Yeah, but I don't financially support him though.
Back you 20 years old, it might have been different. You had a couple $1 million. You might look at it different. You know what I'm saying? You and your boys, y'all had it lit. It's like walking in that back room and you broke and you find $20 million and you found it. They was outside. You ain't gonna give them nothing. You're not gonna give him a dime. You got a kids and he trying to get an apartment. You're not gonna help him when you got a pocket full of money.
It's a tough situation.
No, it's not a tough situation. I don't think it's a tough situation.
I've dealt with it. I've dealt with friends, and it's always.
I don't think it's tough.
It's always they're your best friends until the one time you tell them no.
That's true.
And then it turns very, very ugly very quickly.
Cool. I didn't have to tell them no on a lot of occasions, and they didn't have to tell me no.
Okay.
And I knew at the end of the day, with anything, a majority of them had my back in any situation. So it's a respect level, man. Like, I don't value a dollar, I value, loyalty, I value respect, character.
Did you have friends around that you were like financially supporting and keeping around, or was it like, nah, like this is a new chapter?
Most of my friends who I grew up with, they were pretty much not in a really familiar position. Most of the guys either passed away or probably doing long sentences. So for me, my friends is more so like, they seen me go through the process of what everything I had been through and to be where I'm at. So to them, it's like, it's another level of happiness because they know where they at, to see me, overcome those hurdles and put myself in a good position. That's like their happiness. It's like they don't, what I'm saying? It's not a physical they could get from just that, knowing that, we overcame that and I put myself in a better position. So like, I'm like hope to them.
But sometimes things just don't go well. So for example, I interviewed Trick Daddy.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about an incident in Liberty City.
Yeah.
Where he said when he got his first $1 million check, he had him cut it up and everyone who helped him out got $20,000, $30,000, anything else like that. And he came back and one of the people he helped out told him, you can't come by here anymore. You're not welcome here. You can't come on this basketball court. He said he got so hurt that he went and got his pistol and went up to that dude and pulled the pistol out and said, your daddy got shot by someone that came back and killed him. Your brother got shot by someone that came back and killed him. I'm going to shoot you. And I'm going to call your grandmother. And he was like, Trick was like crying as he's telling me the story because he was so hurt because these are the people from his neighborhood that he helped out, and now they're telling him he can't come back here. Did you have any of that sort of hatred and jealousy and everything else like that in Liberty City?
Not really, because, you know, I really grew up with the guys that I'm from with Liberty City. You know, I played at the Grand Cherry, and, you know, I never was in the streets. You know, I never was selling drugs or doing nothing. You know, most of my friends, they either played ball or they did the wrong things while not playing ball. So I didn't really have to differentiate those type of people or deal with those dealings. But I grew up with my uncle, so I seen those dealings, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't mine. You know what I'm saying? I seen, growing up in Liberty City, a lot of people in those circumstances. But for me, you know, football was my outlet, so I didn't have to deal with those things. You know, I took my energy to that. You know, I seen the happiness it brought to not only me, but my family, my brothers. So, you know, I know my dad could do it. So I took it as an opportunity for me, you know what I mean, to use what I could do to be able to not put myself in that situation.
Well, that year in 2012, after you signed that big deal,
yeah,
there was a rumor that you got into it with your coach, and you said, "I'm the franchise." Is that true?
I always get into it with the coach, but that's a part of, you know what I'm saying, being a football player. You know what I'm saying? Not get into it physical, but, you know, the coach is there to bring out the best in the players. And usually when I'm having a big game, you know, I always like to feel full confidence. So I usually go to Kevin Kerber, the GM, you know, in front of the locker room and just ask him in front of everybody, like, out loud. Like, yo, am I the franchise player or what? And, you know, sometimes, you know, he give me that confidence. He'll be like, he'll shake his head, you know.
Okay. And 2012, that was the first year you got to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. No, 2011, my first
2011. Okay, so this is the second year.
Yeah.
So 2 years in a row, you're in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
So you're just hitting the ground running.
Yeah, now I'm in an opportunity where I could, you know, perfect my craft and make my dreams come to life. You know, I went from 5th receiver to, like, no doubt I'm the number 1.
Right.
So,
right. You had to work your way up from 5 up to the starter.
Exactly.
Right. Well, you got Hines there, you know.
Yeah, I had to move him out the way. You know, Hines a good player, but, you know, good players move on.
Right.
And I used to sit right next to him in the meetings too. He was like, that's the guy I sat next to and watch everything he did. And he kind of used to tell me like, hey man, I'm gonna get these last few catches and get out your way.
Okay. Well, 2013, you became the only receiver in NFL history to get 5 receptions and at least 50 yards in every single game of the NFL season.
Yeah.
You led the league in receiving.
Yeah.
In 2014 and 2017.
Yeah.
So you're becoming a monster.
I was already a monster. It's just they started to see
they're recognizing you
as
the monster that you are.
They put me on display now. They investing into the monster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They putting more channels into the monster. Now I'm taking them to the movie theaters, Vlad. Like, I'm showing them plays they never seen. I'm doing flips. I'm putting up crazy numbers. I'm like a walking movie theater. They can't stop me.
Right. In 2014, you're named AP All-Pro team for the first time.
My son was born to autonomy. He's freaky too. Yeah.
Okay.
2015, I led the NFL. Yeah. My son Ali was born.
You had how many kids by that point?
I think I had like about 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
I feel like every time it was a big year for me.
You had another kid.
Yeah.
So you were celebrating.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2014, you got into it with the Browns, Spencer Lanning. You ended up kicking him in the face?
Nah, it was just a football play.
Okay. It was
I
just
tried to jump over him. Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you got fined for it, though.
Yeah, I got fined.
But then you apologized after.
Nah, I tried to apologize to him after the game, but like he's one of Spencer's like, yo, you already apologize. It was just a football play.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like nothing crazy.
Okay. Then in 2015, Pro Bowl again. Second time, you're on the first team All-Pro. And actually, you got ranked the 4th best player in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, considering how many incredible players in the whole league, the 4th best in the NFL.
I'm number 1, though. They got it wrong.
They got it wrong.
They are mixing me up.
They're mixing you up. But, I mean, that must have, gone to your head a little bit. Like, yo, I'm the shit out here.
I told you I was already this shit from college. I came out early, Central Michigan receiver. They never had that. I had 100 catches every year in college, 1,000+ yards. So for me, it's like, you got already know who you is. So when success happened, it's just like you already dreamed about it. You already thought about it. So even when these things was happening, it was like, I kind of already believed, I kind of already made it my goal and prayed and thought about it to put myself in that position. So, when these things were happening, I just was knowing this was to come to be shown.
Well, 2016, they started hitting you with a bunch of fines. You wore baby blue cleats.
Yeah.
They fined you for. You danced after a touchdown.
Yeah.
They fined you for.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of sports writers were actually saying that they were over-fining you. They were kind of taking advantage of you a little bit. Do you feel like you're getting picked on a little bit?
Nah, I just feel like, anytime you're in a position where attention is being brought upon yourself in regards of your success, it's going to come with some criticism. And, obviously it's a football game, it's entertainment, and it's meant for criticism. You got fantasy team, you got fans, you got all type of sorts of things. So I feel like me and Coach Tomlin used to have these conversations. He used to be like, "Hey, B, you don't realize like how people look at you?" And I just be like, "Yo, I don't really think about how people look at me," you know what I'm saying? But he was saying that to say like, when you make these plays and you do these dances and you bring more attention to yourself, that's possibly what the criticism you probably gonna get, being in the game and playing the team sport.
Well, that year, 2016, you were on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah, after the season I was.
Right. Well, which, to me, that's where you kind of started to get bigger than football, I feel. Now you're like in mainstream America. You're already big for football, but now people who don't watch football are not watching you dance on TV.
Yeah.
And you actually got to the semifinals.
Yeah.
You finished 4th. You didn't do too bad.
Yeah, shout out to Shauna Bridges.
Yeah, Shauna Bridges was your professional dance partner.
Yeah.
How'd you enjoy that whole thing?
I feel like it was a good experience. That year, I think I had got a concussion. So for me, I was like, I need something challenging on my memory. Like, all right, so we practice the dance. I gotta learn it this week. Performing on Sunday, and we gotta practice the walkthrough on Saturday. So for me, it was exciting. It was a challenge to be able to try to perfect that craft in the off season.
Well, that next year, you got to the Pro Bowl again, 6th time.
Yeah.
First team, unanimous decision. You ranked the 2nd best player, as well as the best wide receiver by your peers in the NFL.
They still ain't get it right.
Who got it first? Who's number 1 that year?
It should have been me.
I know it should have been you, but who was it? Do you remember?
I don't even remember 2nd place.
Not important. Not important. But you were considered the 2nd best overall and the best in your position.
Yes. Yeah, they starting to, once you put on a body of work, you know what I'm saying? When you make a name for yourself, you make a name for yourself on work, Vlad. You see what you explaining to me? The work you put in.
Yeah.
Not what no one else make up, not what people say. People know me for the work. And your walking, talking, breathing resume is your work. You know what I'm saying? What you saying?
Was it frustrating getting all these accolades and being in the position you're in, but you're not going back to the Super Bowl all these years?
You know what I'm saying? You just know, the icing on the cake is the winning the Super Bowl with your team.
Yeah.
But anytime you set out a goal for yourself or put in a lot of work and it pay off, NFL is hard. So it's skilled labor and it takes a lot of, a lot out of you.
Yeah, winning the Super Bowl, a lot of pieces have to fit together.
Yeah, it got to be collectively.
Yeah, collectively you got to have, you could be the superstar.
Yeah.
You could be Carmelo, but
you're
not going to the finals just being Carmelo. Like a lot of pieces have to fit together.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that next year, you reached 10,000 career receiving yards.
Yeah.
Another big accolade. Only 2 players reached that in fewer games.
Yes.
So you're now going in the history books.
Yeah, I'm stacking up the archives.
Stacking up the stats.
Yeah.
You were in Drake's God's Plan video?
Yeah, shout out to Drake. He let me do a cameo right in Miami.
Yeah, that's like I think his biggest song ever.
Yeah, he told me it was gonna be the biggest one ever too. Shout out to Drake for taking me to the movie theaters in 2017. That was a blessing.
Okay. But then some drama kind of started around this time. There was a situation where you tossed some furniture out of your 14-story apartment and it almost hit someone and
Yeah.
they end up suing you and everything else like that? Was it just an argument you were having?
Nah, one time I was in my room, at the Aquilina. It was this nice spot in Miami. And they kind of broke into my room and took some cash out my room.
Uh.
And it's like we was calling security, they know I stayed there. They kind of wasn't giving us no remorse. So one of my friends took it up under his own, power to just be able to, take some anger out on the building, which was probably the right thing. So we ended up throwing some
So
stuff.
it wasn't even you?
Yeah, it wasn't even
But
me.
you got blamed for it.
Of course. They said, oh yeah, we saw AB doing it. It's like, all right, no worry. My friend messed it up. Whatever you guys want from me, we'll settle it out. You know what I'm saying? That's how that went. But obviously I feel like once you achieve a level of success and you're not being what, the company or what the organization you represent want, you start to receive that scrutiny. All football players don't leave at the top. Usually they leave on the side out. Everything that go up usually come down. It's earth, it's gravity. So usually players leave like all crazy. But as you explained, once you have so much success in the NFL and have done so much, now it's like a level of attacking your character more so, what they pay you for.
I mean, do you feel like you had to, look at the friends you had around you, because this is your friend and now you're having to pay for his mistake?
Nah, but it was one of those mistakes where it's like you trying to do so much stuff right, and it's like, people keep manipulating us or taking advantage. And it's like sometimes you don't get a person to defend you or someone to, act out your emotions. So it was like, one of those times where he acted out of my emotions, because he reacting off how I'm feeling, trying to make me happy, and it's like,
yeah, but still,
it ended up costing ourselves.
Still, he gets to walk away from it. You're the one that makes headlines, and you get sued, and suddenly this, I'm not saying this directly affects your career, but it's part of the big picture of your career. And, a lot of times these teams, they use situations like that to pay you less.
I know,
you know
but
what I'm saying?
They can't never confuse with work. We are human people. We are made of emotion, physical, many emotion.
Right.
And as a black athlete, I deal with a lot of things that people may not understand. And I tell you where I'm from. So when my friends see me get taken advantage of, and they being from Liberty City, it's like, it's their opportunity to show their loyalty to me in regards of they gotta do something. So I'm just glad he just tossed a little furniture, no one got hurt. He didn't attack no one to do something that we usually do from being from where we from. So it was maturity, but it also taught me, like, any little minute thing that's gonna make it a big thing on my name and try to, marginalize and manipulate my position.
Well, it seems like that year, you and Big Ben kind of started having some tension. At one point, you called Ben a racist. And when I interviewed, I just want to say this. When I interviewed Rashard Mendenhall, and I brought this up, he didn't deny it.
He said, I call him a racist?
No. I asked Rashard if Big Ben was a racist.
He said
he didn't deny he was a racist. He wouldn't flat out say he's a racist, but he also didn't say he wasn't a racist.
You asked me if I experienced placism and levels like this that can feel like the R word? Hell yeah. Hell yes.
Now I think Ben's a racist. Ben used to have black girlfriends, used to wear a fishbowl chain. Nah, for real.
That doesn't make him racist.
Hines Ward telling me these stories, when Ben was first coming in the NFL. I just feel like Ben's a great quarterback who really experienced a lot of adversity, throughout his career in regards to what he went through personally. And I think that shaped him on how he dealt with his teammates. And, you can't, when people go through trauma and adversity, it really changes them, how they deal with people. And anytime you're in a position of leadership as a Big Ben, others looking for leaders to give them fulfillment, or make them feel a certain way. And I feel like based on what Ben had went through when I first got there as a rookie, it kind of shaded him off. But man, Ben's a great guy, man. He's not, he's a competitor. I mean, he's one of the best teammates you could be around. It's fun. He's a leader. I just think, anytime you're the quarterback, people's going to be jealous of you because everybody ain't the quarterback. What Big Ben could do, no one else can do. in regards of what he, being at the facility and how he work and prepare. I mean, no one's better or more talented than Big Ben. I just feel like he get sometimes a bad rank because people he's not giving people what they expect out of him all the time. You know what I mean?
Well, on January 10th of that year, you called him a loser.
Yeah, I feel like, anytime I'm emotional, I feel like we all was losers. We never really won together. I wouldn't call him a loser, just feel like he's a loser guy, not doing the right things in his life. I mean, loser as far as football games. And obviously he's not a loser as far as football games. I think I was just, sometimes trying to say trigger words to challenge people and bring out the best of them, because I feel like we could have won with Big Ben at the Steelers. If we had, maybe some trigger words of togetherness that brought the squad together. Because, man, we was right there. Rashad Mendenhall, these guys, we was right in the Super Bowl. But that's the difference of winning teams. It's about the camaraderie and the leadership. You know what I'm saying? I think Ben's a leader. But sometimes when these guys feel shaded if he didn't make them feel a certain way as a leader.
Well, I remember when you were on the shop, you said that Ben acts like he's the owner.
Yeah. I mean, you is the owner if you're the quarterback. I mean, you the next closest thing to the owner. I mean, we all got to depend on the quarterback to give us the ball. If I don't get the ball, then who am I? So it's like, he is so much for the owner. He control the ball. He's the closest thing to the owner. Usually the quarterback make the most. I feel like sometimes, I could say things and they could get, maybe portrayed as the wrong things. But, being an artist, I like to play with different words. But I think at this point in the media, they already got to misunderstand for their perception of who they want me to be and then the reality of who I am.
Well, and you're clearing all that up right now.
Man, I don't feel like I got to clear it up. I just feel like, anytime, I feel like one interview can't, clear up what somebody feel. I feel like, I hate to do interviews that feel like I got to clear anything up.
Yeah.
Jesus was the most perfect man who ever walked the world, right? Walked on water, healed the blind, changed water to wine, and they killed him in the middle of the field.
Right.
So it just shows you the people who do the most and be, accomplish the most and be blessed the most, sometimes they're scrutinized most, and that's just a part of the world.
And he had 2 haters in his crew.
Of course, 12 haters.
Well, 2 of them were haters, though. I mean,
he knew
Judas
he knew
turned him in, and the other one said he didn't know. He said, I don't know that guy.
And that's a part of being America. That's a part of being a human. That's a part of understanding, yourself. If you don't got understanding of yourself and your positioning or how things works or how to deal with adversity, how to overcome adversity, how to grow from trauma. I told you, I already had trauma that was way more bigger than someone saying something about me. I'm from Liberty City where my friends died, went to prison, where I almost could have lost my life. You know what I'm saying? Football saved my life. So when we talking about real life, that's the real life. Life of football player, that's just the, what I did. That's not really who I am. You know what I'm saying? That what just got me by from the trauma of growing up in Liberty City. The football field was a place where I took that trauma of limited living in that adverse situation and being able to go to the field to get away from that. So, with the football being my safe haven, no one could never put no smut on my rep or say anything about me in the field because the field would save me.
Well, you guys got into it a little bit, you and Ben. But at one point, he actually apologized and he said that you're the greatest wide receiver he's ever played with and one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
He also said he tried calling you, but you never responded.
Yeah, sometimes, I love Ben, I feel like I was so hurt at that point, I'd probably just block his number. But, man, I had, I made a life, changing my life as a player, coming to my own with Big Ben. And, the first time I ever hit the starting lineup, Big Ben told Bruce Arians, like, yo, I need AB at the X. So I don't think I never had a problem with Ben, man. Me and Ben made some of the greatest football history moments of my life. My kids grew up seeing it. It sparked some of the greatness of my life. So I feel like in the media try to create a war within us, but man, I feel like me and Ben IQ was so much the same. Sometimes I ran creative routes and he'll throw me the ball and just smile like, yo, this motherfucker great. But you know what I'm saying? We had that relationship. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the media, make it what it is. But man, I got nothing but love and joy for being, you know, the times and experience of what we've been through and what we accomplished.
Have you guys spoken recently at all?
Nah, we haven't spoken in a while.
Why not?
I feel like that's how it is, the game of football players, you know, it's like we all part of something special on a team, but we all got our own individual team in our mind of what we're going through. I feel like, and stuff happens so fast and so much emotions be involved, and it's like, you know, sometimes you don't get to say what you felt or what you meant in the moment, and it's like, you know, this is a part of being a human. You know, it's a part of being a person.
Well, that next year, 2019, you were on the cover of Madden.
Yeah.
And you were the first player to appear with no helmet.
Yeah.
Were you playing Madden as a kid?
For sure, every time.
How did it feel to hold that video game cover of the game that you grew up playing, and now you're on the cover of the biggest football video game on the planet with no helmet on?
That's what you dream about, man. It's like growing up with my little brothers, growing up in Liberty City, 58 Terrace, 17th Avenue. You know, the video game, if we wasn't on the field, the video game was the closest thing we got to, like, you know, being like we made it, you know, being like what we go out there as a kid and try to act like. So to be able to transition to be like, you know, loving the game, playing the game so much, to be like, yo, I'm on the cover. You know, that's when you know, like, your hard work and your vision is coming to pass, you know, what you dream for as a kid.
How big of a check was it to be on the cover of Madden?
It was like $500K.
That's it?
That's it.
Seems kind of light, don't you think? I guess there's the prestige of it.
Yeah. I mean, they
think about how much that video game makes.
Yeah, they
probably makes $1 billion every time
They definitely
it drops.
taking you out the game, but I just think the opportunity just to, you know, be that one player. You know, there's so many players in the NFL and they just pick one.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, you know, it wasn't about the money. You know, Nike also got me a tour bus that year to make some more money. We're going around doing some 707s with kids. So for me, it was just like a kid being able to, you know, live out your dream.
Well, that same year,
Yeah.
the Steelers general manager, Kevin Colbert, he made a comment. He said, there's Big Ben and 52 kids.
Yeah.
You were kind of offended by that? I mean, was that, I feel like it's almost like a racist kind of statement in a way.
No, I feel like sometimes things could always be taken out of context of racism. He meant it as like, you know, Ben's the oldest guy who's been here for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So most of these guys that he's around are damn near like kids, which they are, because like, yo, you come into the NFL, you see Big Ben, he played with Troy Polamalu. Imagine, the Steelers is a prestigious organization.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I done seen players come on the team and look at Ben like a grown man, linebacker, 230 pounds, looking at Ben foaming out the mouth because he's fanned out. So it's like he's turning into a kid. So I feel like at that time when the Steelers was, so much stuff was happening, everything was just coming out and changing to be negative. And you know, when the media spins something negative, it's like you could play on it either way you want.
Well, but you requested a trade that same year. So, sometime around that statement. So did that...
I feel like I was, you know, as a player, you eventually come time in your career where it's like you gotta do what's best for yourself or try to take your position in your own hand and try to accomplish what you want to accomplish out of your career. And to me, I just felt like, you know, with the Steelers, the direction we was going, I just felt like we never was going to win. And at that time in 2018, I think I had like 15 touchdowns leading the NFL, 100-some catches, maybe like 12, 1,300 yards. I think we had another younger receiver kid. And, you know, the NFL is all about, even the Steelers now, they got two receivers and they pat them against each other. I think they gave the kid the MVP over me, but, you know, I already had like 3 or 4 of them. So for me, in my mind, it's like the MVP is the most valuable player that, you know, go out there and put his soul on the line, heart on the line, and be able to help the team win. So in my mind, you know, that's how I look at it. And those guys are looking at it as like we're trying to build up another player to try to be who I am. And in the midst of that, you know, I was just like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna never win with this type of energy. So I'm gonna just request, just test the market and do what's best for me. And, you know, I feel like at that time, football was like, we didn't even make the playoffs. We lost the last game against the Broncos. So people was like, yo, that's the reason. And I was like, oh yeah, he said that. So it's like when people see a pile of shit, it's like, it's just more shit to go on top. And then it's more confusing because you're not talking to people individually. You're talking for a standpoint of a team. So individuals' attitudes really don't matter in the involvement of the team because usually it's what's important for the team. So I think in the midst of what I was, once you're doing what's best for yourself, kind of in the selfish mentality. So anything I was seeing that was going to help me get to where I got to go, yeah, that's racist. Yeah, he said it. I'm piggybacking. I'm riding the wave, you know what I'm saying?
All right, because you end up getting traded to the Oakland Raiders, which is the jersey you're wearing right now.
Yeah, I ended up getting what I wanted.
You got $50 million for 3 years.
Yeah.
What was the guarantee on that?
I think it was like 36 guaranteed.
Woohoo! $36 million guaranteed.
Yeah. So I get more money after the deal.
Right.
And I just got another deal from the Steelers in 2017 for a 5-year for $75 million. So at this point, I'm eating greedy. My navel fell off. I got all kind of models on my list. I'm going viral, movie theaters. They knowing my name. They calling me handsome. It's getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
But, in the midst of the craziness, I just thought like, yo, with all this stuff I accomplished, I want to win the Super Bowl. So I ended up getting to the Raiders. And then I just realized like, yo, I'm getting paid the money. But in reality, I ain't going to be able to get out what I want out the game in regards of a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the only thing I was missing.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you joined, you had a press conference. You said, I'm here to elevate everything around me. I'm here to just be a surge of energy, of positivity and good force, a great teammate, and to bring out the best of everyone around me, because we all know it's not just about me. So you coming in excited, positive.
Yes.
But things don't go right.
Yeah, I feel like things did go right. It just, I didn't feel that it was right for what I wanted out the game. And I feel like anytime you playing football as a football player, from being selfish or what you want out the game, it ain't gonna go right. I feel like over the course of a year coming into a season, I feel like you just gotta prepare your mind and body to just be healthy and just, take what you want out of the game and be grateful.
Well, a bunch of stuff happens. You end up doing some cryotherapy and you end up getting frostbite on your feet.
Yeah, but I feel like that ain't really affect now.
Well, it said that you missed 10 out of 11 training camps.
Yeah, but they had the real truth behind it. They had to blame. I did a second training camp. They was like, yo, AB, you can't wear the helmet you've been wearing for 10 years.
Right, so it was the whole thing with the helmet.
So I ended up going home. I ended up just catching a jet and just going back to Miami.
Okay.
So in order for them to cover up that I'm home, they got to say like, yo, his feet hurt. Like, he's going to go get treatment. The reality, I was going back and forth with the NFL. I filed actually a grievance, but the NFL can't report this during, the madness of, they got Hard Knocks, they waiting on me to be on camera, and it's like, So it really was a grievance over my helmet. They didn't want me to wear my helmet that I've been wearing. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just file a grievance because it's like, I don't even feel like we're gonna ever win out here. So it's like, I had to go home and regroup to really like take the initiative to see like, yo, what am I doing out there so far west playing, knowing we probably ain't gonna play for nothing or do anything conducive to winning. Cause like you said, I done made all the money. I done got all the stats. To me, it's like, yo, they done gave me more money to just go out west. I got more guaranteed from the deal I just left the Steelers. So it's like, I had to ask myself, is money important about playing? Winning a Super Bowl important about playing? Or making stats?
What was the problem with the helmet? Because...
Yeah, they banned a certain type of helmet I wear.
So the old helmet you were wearing was now banned and they had the new style helmet. You didn't want to wear the new style helmet.
I'm like, yo, what
was the problem
matter?
with the new helmet?
What does it matter that the new helmet is actually bigger and it was not lighter to let me be able to... I got to run 21 miles an hour tracking the ball. So I don't want to put a heavier helmet on my head that I never... You know what I'm saying? I already been playing with this. I'm already comfortable for 10 years playing with this helmet. So to me, it was like a back and forth with the helmet. So I was like, yo, man, I'm preparing for a season. I'm talking about a helmet about, the last thing I need to be worried about is my equipment when I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I just I took all that in and was like, you know what, Mark Davis, man, you guys been nothing but first class with me, man. Like, I know I'm due for $30 million on Monday. We got a Monday night versus the Broncos. I'm like, hey, man, I don't even want to be a Raider. Out of respect for you, you can save your money, man. Just, you let me go. And he did it.
Right. Well, because you missed a couple practices. They fined you $54,000. You posted the letter on Instagram with the fines, which upset them as well. But then there was a situation with the general manager, Mike Mayock, where they say you called him a cracker.
Nah, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, usually during practice sometimes, I just get the utmost energy. And I feel like anytime you're in the utmost confidence, you're running around, high mileage, they got GPS trackers. You know, I get excited, sometimes make the coach or somebody uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? It's a football field. Obviously in the football field, you can say some stuff you can't say in the real world. You know what I'm saying? But I never talk to him as a degrading. You know, we having a man-to-man conversation on some competitor. Mike Mayock used to play football. He was, I think, a safety. And this is competitive talk, you know, in the football field. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I call you a bitch-ass nigga in the football field, that just mean I'm trying to get your, you know, I'm trying to be competitive and compete with you. That don't mean I really feel like you a bitch-ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That just mean I'm trying to snack a nerve in you to compete. You know what I'm saying? And try to be a competitor. It's not like I'm deteriorating you to start a war. Like, we're not in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
But there's cameras and microphones everywhere.
No, but it's like our teammates, you know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't think I said it. I just feel like.
Did you call him a cracker?
Yeah, I did call him a cracker.
All right.
But it wasn't like, yo, you bitch ass cracker. It was like, yo, come on, cracker. We need to get this shit going over here in the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? It was like on some cool shit. Like,
right.
Cause I know some guys, some crackers say niggas sometimes. Like, I got some crackers who just say niggas like it's normal. But sometimes it's
really?
Like,
I don't do that shit.
Nah, but like, I know some like dudes like Paul Wall, like dudes who grew
up
in the hood.
Paul Wall use the N-word.
Paul Wall do use the N-word.
I've never heard Paul Wall use the N-word.
Yo, pull up the video of Paul Wall use the N-word. That's my nigga. You know, you got white niggas, you got black crackers, there's some multi-gang crackers, you got saltine crackers. It's different types of niggas, you know? It's just all humans. You got different forms of dogs. You know, it's all one race, but it's different types.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't mean to make nobody. It's like some entertainment shit.
Well, you guys got into it, and
we never got into it. He's the general manager.
Right. Didn't you end up like punting the football and said, "Find me for that"?
No, man. The people just make us.
So that's all made up.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
It's just a normal practice of being a competitor, competing, and I just run by Mike Mayock, say some fired up shit to get him fired up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I feel like anytime a player's making the news, they gotta, you know, it's perception and reality. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes as a human being, you could get your perception confused with your reality. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment. People sell newspaper. They not got a code of ethics, a newspaper that say, hey, yo, you can't make this guy look like this. It's like, shit, whatever make money, they getting it all. So there's no code of ethics. And football is an entertainment. Anytime you got a player that's doing what he want in regards to getting new contracts and breaking barriers that players may never get to do in their life. You know what I'm saying? The NFL don't want that. It's not good for business. At the end of the day, it's an NFL. It's a business. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right around that time, you were going for a catch, and Vontae's perfect.
Yeah.
Hit you with a dirty hit.
Yeah, but man, people always like to listen.
Well, he got suspended for the rest of the season.
No, matter of fact, it was a playoff game hit. It actually took us to the championship division round versus the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
And it actually helped us win the game because they was winning the game. I got hit, it got us 15 yards, and then one of the other teammates, Pat-Man, Dumb Jones, came on the field, pushed one of the coaches. We ended up kicking the field goal and win. So I feel like anytime you're a good player, somebody always, like, look, if you play football, two things gonna happen. You're gonna get your ass kicked and you're gonna get hit. Ain't no avoiding. But the thing with me, I usually do the most ass kicking and I usually get hit the less. If I play the game 12 years and you're talking about one hit, that's pretty good. Anytime someone get hit, look, I get hit. If you hit me and knock me out, you going viral. You might get the best girl. You might get paid. They gonna know you more. Listen, I get hit, they do all the replay. Yo, I get up on my own, walk off the field. I leave the field on my own too. It's not like I just slept in the field. Like, you see me get in the ambulance truck? No. You see me get on the stretcher? No, you just see they had me falling and making it look like I was crazy. Yo, I got up on my own too, left the game. So I feel like everyone, anytime someone try to make you out to be like, yo, it's a football game, you gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? If that's the only hit you could bring up of me getting hit, I mean, I'm a nice player. I mean, I did more ass kicking than I got hit.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Well, you end up having, after the whole incident with the general manager, you guys had a team meeting, you made an apology. You know, John Gruden said that you're playing, but then a day later, you asked for a release because they voided the guaranteed money in your contract.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to, it's like, yo, if me and you were signed to agreement, that's what we got. Yeah. I just feel like at this point, so much stuff that went on in the media, it's like they were trying to get me to work on the contingency that was really not workable. It's like, hey, man, we got you $30 million guaranteed, but it's like, hey, it ain't gonna be guaranteed no more if you come later. So I'm like, hey, man, Mark Davis is cool. If we gonna work with these ramifications, man, you could just keep the 30 and just let me go.
Okay.
So, and that's what he did.
They let you go.
Yes.
And then you signed to the New England Patriots.
Yes.
A lot of people felt like you kind of orchestrated this. Did you?
Nah.
Because I remember there was memes, you know, where it was like the Patriots coach was like, call him a cracker and we'll meet you on the private jet as soon as you walk off. Like, remember what I'm talking about?
I saw that. That was real entertaining, but it
It was comedy.
It don't work like that. Yeah, it was jokes, but
okay.
Yeah, it was a blessing, man. I ended up landing to the Patriots, man. They called my agent. I mean, the coach, what's his name? Bill Belichick, one of the great coaches, man. He do a good job with just tracking players throughout the free agency. As soon as I got released, those guys called right away, like, yo, AB, we got this amount. Like, nah, man, call right back. We got 10 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil salary, 5 mil bonus. I thought it was the best match made ever.
Well, you got 15 mil and a 9 mil bonus.
Yes, one of them. I just know it was 15.
Yeah.
Sweet 15, too.
Were you talking to Tom Brady during this time at all?
So as soon as I get there, we locking in. Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
He kicked the Steelers' ass that night, too. First time he called me after the game for kicking our ass, I was like, damn, it's kind of a little awkward. But yeah, that's when I knew he was serious.
Did you guys form any sort of relationship at that point?
Yeah, that's when we really built a relationship. Because that's when I got to go to the practice. They get to see what I'm capable of. Do I know the plays? Am I in shape? Could I compete with these guys? And I think that's when they really saw that I was the real deal.
Well, you joined this superstar team, which are, you know, Super Bowl bound, essentially, every year. You play one game.
Yes.
And then all the problems start.
It wasn't even no problem. I played one game. We played against Miami. I led the team, score some touchdowns.
Right.
I come back in the locker room. These guys, you know, usually you know the energy when you win, when someone's excited for you. These guys looking at me like, you know what I'm saying, like something was up. But I kind of figured at this point, everything I done been through, you know, you got to think, Vlad, I just got out the streets of Liberty City. My intuition of what's going on is like 1,000 times IQ than a normal person. So when I come off the field with the Patriots, yo, we just blew out the Dolphins they never even win at the Dolphins. We done beat them like maybe 40, 50. It was like an embarrassment. They ain't got the same energy for me. So I already figured like, damn, I done left the Raiders. I left the Steelers from a $75 million deal. I just left 30 mil with the Raiders. Now I'm 15 million with the best team. So it just showed me right there the NFL is not supporting the guy who's creating his own journey and doing what he wants. So that showed me after this first game of me dominating with the best team supposedly in the country that they don't want to see me do that. So right after that, the next week, it's more drama in the newspaper. Oh, AB just, this was last week, leading your team, winning. Now it's more drama in the news. Now it's like, you know what? I go to practice on Friday. Guess what my agent called me before practice? Drew Rosenhaus say, he said, what's the owner guy name from, he said, AB, they said they don't want to give you your bonus money. So I'm like, shit, what you want me to do? You want me to go home or shit, if they ain't got the money, I'll go home. He like, nah, man, just finish out the practice. We're gonna see what they want to do. So right there in my heart right there is already told me. My agent just called me out the blue, they said they don't have the money while I'm at work. I'm like, what? I'm like, where they do that? So at this point, I go to practice. I think this is my last day practice with the Patriots. I practice with a hood in my helmet. I feel like this probably was me and Tom best day I practice, I promise. I think I caught like every other pass with like one hand. I talked to Bill Belichick. I'm like, yo, y'all don't want me? What's going on? He like, man, I'm trying to do everything. And then right after practice, he had an interview. They kept asking him. Every reporter, 10 reporters like, yo, AB. So I already knew it was staged for me to just like get released because they don't want to see me be successful, being that I created my own journey through these guys' game.
Right, but around that time, your former trainer, Brittany Taylor, she filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, but at this time, they already know about that. She already had filed a grievance in last March. So now it's carrying on. She's extorting me. She's hitting up teams.
Right.
Oh, you got signed, AB, he got this going on. And at this point, ain't nobody taking my back, defending me because, you know, I'm this successful player. So they just let this girl who just went from training me on camera in 2017 everywhere I went to saying that I did something with her now.
Right, and she never filed a criminal complaint.
Never filed
it was
a
just
criminal.
civil, and you said it was a money grab.
Of course it was a money grab.
What the civil lawsuit is.
It's like I'm in a player who just like the biggest guy on Google who get all these national news for playing football. And I'm leaving all these teams creating so much drama. So have at it. They'll put his girl in the mix to throw in with the drama. You know what I'm saying? And just make it look more of like perception, you know?
Well, yeah, a bunch of stuff started happening. You got into it with a moving truck driver.
Yeah, because at this time, you know, they took me out my job at the Patriots, put all this adversity with a made-up story with the girl. So now I'm back in Miami like, damn, you get this great in your life. You work this hard in your life to, you know, put yourself in this position. And it's like, yo, they could just take out your position. And ain't nobody even defending you. And they just leave you for like, yo, you just whatever. So I'm like, yo, I done can't persevere through all this adversity, did all this good. And it's like, yo, damn, they could take me back to zero. I done went to A to Z. They could take me back to A in like 1 second.
Well, right. You got arrested.
Yeah.
They gave you a bail of $110,000, but they said you have to undergo a mental health evaluation.
Yeah, so let me tell you why I got arrested, because it was just out of the blue. So like I said, I was back at the crib, and now I done been manipulated out of my job from the Patriots, manipulated out of my job from the Raiders. So now I'm at home, and now they got a woman who was just here training me every day, getting paid a salary, saying that she's in for silver. So that's the biggest cloud over my head. Well, I did all these great things, and it's like now I'm trying to move my stuff from Oakland to, you know what I'm saying, my stuff that are in my house, come to my house in Fort Lauderdale. Half of my stuff gone. Moving truck guy stole everything.
Damn.
Okay. He done took so much stuff. So it's like, my people's outside, they like, yo, bro, where the stuff at? So at this point, you know what I'm saying, I'm like at a point where I'm so, you know, I want to say mental health, I'm just pissed off. Like, yo, I worked so hard in my life to work myself in this position to realize, yo, ain't nobody gonna be here for me. Now all these people just creating fake narratives and just able to just say whatever they want. People believe them, and I have no definitive to defend myself. So now I'm here, you know, trying to evaluate perception and reality. Is like, damn, these guys create a real bad perception of me. And I'm like, the reality of the shit is not true. So now I got another person trying to manipulate me, and I got my friends there, and I'm like, fuck it, we gonna do what we know how to do. Yeah. We gonna put pressure on this guy. So we end up doing the wrong things again, and this time I didn't let him do it. You know, I went on my own hands to talk to the guy, like, yo, why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. And then that's what happened. I got arrested, and I had to learn from that situation.
Well, yeah, I remember you did an ESPN interview. You said that people look at you like you're a cancer to the NFL. You feel like an animal in a cage. You say you actually relate to Kobe Bryant, his rape case, and how he was treated.
Of course. It's like, yo, you work so hard, and man, come from nothing and put yourself in this position.
Yeah.
To make people billions of dollars off of a little piece that you make, and to see when they don't make it no more for them, they just kick you to the side. Then they go create all these narratives of how you crazy. You just said, Vlad, I just did something in the world that no one ever did. Got a new contract after 2 years. got $100 million with the Steelers. You just talk about a guy who love to win, who like to be around winners, who like to put himself in a good position. A guy who worked hard in football, sacrifices to make his life better so he didn't get caught up on the streets of Liberty City. A guy that, to put himself in the statistic level of preeminent players. A guy, who didn't let somebody else's perception of what they think he could do coming from Central Michigan deteriorate what my belief was in myself. So when I was bottling up all these emotions and had been through every emotion and, had experienced everything I done experienced, I just got to the point where it was like, I'm gonna just do what's best for me.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, when they were looking at your situation, what you were going through, they're like, well, he has CTE. Yep. Do you feel like you have CTE at all?
I feel like,
obviously in your sport, this does happen.
No, listen. First, Will Smith made a movie about concussions, right? Mm-hmm. To show you the deadly part of what NFL players are going through. Yeah. So for the NFL to protect themselves of players, because as a football player, you know what you signed up for, right? You're going to get banged in the head, right? It's already premeditated before you start playing. As a little kid, this can affect you. So we already know what we signed up for. But, being in this game is like being in the Army. Some players make it back. Some players get hurt. It's a different situation for every guy. You know what I'm saying? But some players, they really have died behind issues of this thing. So it's not just a game. It's a real issues that the NFL has made on some players who have passed away and died. But some technically reason you can't even detect what is CTE, you know what I'm saying, when players living. So it's like, it's something made up, you know what I'm saying?
Until after you die, they
exactly
like Aaron Hernandez when they look and say, this is the worst case we've ever seen.
If you ever pass out, the NFL buy your brain. They tell nobody. They buy your brain.
Really?
Of course. They got
the NFL buys your brain after you die.
Yes, but literally,
I had no idea.
Exactly. And no one have no idea.
Yo, that's
this
wild.
Is that, yeah, exactly, because then they do a study. It's like, yo.
And they keep that private.
Of course they keep that.
All right, I see the hustle.
Yeah, so it's like, because think about it. If we play a football game, every guy could say they got something wrong with their brain when they're done playing because they've been smashed so much. So if the NFL don't have to pay guys for the rest of their life of a disability head injury where they make up, oh, hey, man, these guys died from this and this was the reason, but they have something to blame it on, so there's no disability settlement.
Yeah.
But I developed something that help people out. It's called CTESPN. No, for real, Vlad, because think about it. People need to, I feel like people come to podcasts and sports shows and talk about their problems, but there are no solutions to the problems or there's no reason as to why you have these problems. So being a football player, you know what I'm saying, you go through a lot of trauma. Trauma with how you grew up, trauma with the game. It's trauma and adversity. Is, you feel me, perception and reality. And then as, you know what I'm saying, as a physical human, you're made of 3 phases, physical, mental, and emotion. So I feel like as a human being, we need to focus on the overall mental health of people of what are their traumas of, what have they been through? What are the adversities for right now? How are they getting through these things? So people will not, consider people crazy. Because crazy is what they don't understand. Crazy if you did something that, I made out, understood why, you know what I'm saying? But we got to dive deeper to the surface to understand the trauma people face, what's the adversity, what's the perception, and what's the reality. Because these are the things I learned with going through my traumas of going through the NFL and going through the ups and downs of emotions of being a human being.
I remember while everyone was getting on you, you posted your bank account on Instagram.
Fuck all y'all. I got more money than y'all. You can't tell me
24 million.
And that was way back.
That was way back.
So imagine when I work AD in the building. My business booming. Yeah, I had to drop my salary on niggas for the hate. Like, Vlad.
Yeah, you shut everyone up with
that.
Like,
yo, I don't care what you say. So what?
Okay, so you end up getting suspended for 8 weeks.
Yeah, so when I come back to the NFL, me and Tom Brady, let's get back to the factuals, right? I meet Tom Brady at the Patriots. They get rid of me after the first game. They don't want to see me go viral, movie theaters. I get a great relationship with Tom Brady. He like, man, most amazing player I saw. We gonna do something special together. We make a plan. you know what I'm saying, in 2019, in regards to how I'm coming back to the field in 2020, we make a whole detailed list. What I'm going to do A to Z to make sure I could get back to right here.
Mm-hmm.
So we make the plan, I hire the agent, I do all the detailed things to be able to put myself back in that position. Now, the NFL welcome me back now. They said, yo, we just going to suspend you half of the year for 2020, and then you could come back.
Right. And at that point, Tom Brady's playing for the Buccaneers.
Yes.
He calls you up.
Yes.
And you get a 1-year deal. But the deal's only $1 million.
Yes.
With $1.5 million in performance incentives.
Yeah.
Which is tiny compared to where your skill level is in your history. But you still take it.
Yeah, because at this time, you know, I got the best guy in the world advocating for me to just get opportunity.
Yeah.
And I know it's not about the money. I know it's about just me coming back and finishing at a high level of showing people who Antonio Brown really is. You know I didn't want to be able to leave the game and be known as, oh, God, so many talent, but this guy always got, I don't want to be that guy. So I know with making that plan with Tom Brady in 2019, I know it wasn't no price of money, you know, could have amounted to, you know what I'm saying, my name and how I wanted people to respect me in regards to my talent and my efforts and my heart.
Is it true you guys were living together at one point?
Nah, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, when I got to Tampa, you know, you got to be there a week before, you know, with the new COVID rule, you got to be there a week before we're getting tests. So I think, you know, Tom Brady opened up, you know, he had the biggest house in Tampa. He had Alex Rodriguez, right? House.
Right.
That's the right name?
Yeah.
So it was like 20,000 square feet.
Go live in the guest house for a little while.
Yeah, but I was there, man. No, Tom Brady really took me in as an orphan, man, as a family. Obviously, I had my own spot, but no, he just made it to where the media knew that, you know, he was trying to really tell the people like, yo, AB's my guy. I got him. You know, at that point, I got so many bad narratives on my name. AB's coming to Tampa Bay. They're never going to win. You know, it was so much, it was a dark cloud over everything I was involved with. So I think Tom was just being a big brother in regards of, and we worked out together. I was working with his trainer. It wasn't like I'm in his house without a schedule. Like, yo, he got the best trainer was there. You know what I'm saying? We could coexist and he could get to know me more and understand me more in regards of who I am.
Well, right. You hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Your first game back, you caught 3 passes.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you played the Panthers. You caught 7 passes.
Yeah, Vlad, I'm that nigga if you ain't know.
You're doing your thing. 4 catches against the Falcons.
Vlad, you say nigga when you rap sometime? What song you just slipped the word?
Never.
Some of my white homies be saying that shit.
That word. You can
my
watch,
boy Jason said that shit all the time.
You can watch through 16 years of interviews. You did not hear me saying that word.
Vlad, you just could say that shit right now. Could you say I'm that nigga? It's not a racist. It's
I'm not going to say it.
No, why would you not say it?
You're not going to
give
get
me
to say it. You can try to get me to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Let's talk about why would you not say that word. No, because I feel like
this
words only got power if you give them the power.
I'm not going to say it.
Black, why would you not say it?
I'm just not going to say it. It's not a word that I
but
use.
who made it a racist word, though?
White people?
That's what I'm saying. So I'm a black guy making it not a racist word.
Well, I'll just pass.
Just like if you said cracker, who made that a racist word?
I'll say cracker.
But I'm saying, did the black... Till toes down, I'm still sticking.
I'll say cracker.
I'm saying, but who made cracker a racist word?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Other white people, maybe? Black people? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know the history of it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
I will politely pass on saying it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll politely pass. Well, in November 2020, you got into a security guard where you broke a camera and threw a bike at him.
Oh no, that's probably with somebody making up something at my guard gate.
Okay, so that never
So
happened?
I got a guard gate at my house.
Oh, this wasn't even at the facility.
No, it was at my house. So I'm playing in 2020. You know, they just said anybody could get a negative story out. They was like saying I did something to security, but this is a guard gate at my house.
Okay, so just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. You finished the 2020 season with 45 receptions, 483 yards, 4 touchdowns, and you guys make it to Super Bowl 55.
Yeah, I hit my
where
bonus.
you guys play the Chiefs.
Yes.
who we just saw win last night.
Yeah, we beating the Chiefs, man.
You beat Mahomes.
I'm chiefing. I'm stay chiefing.
Yeah, you smoking a Mahomes pack?
A fatty Mahomes. I'm smoking a fatty Mahomes on the daily. Chief, we smoke Chiefs. Yeah.
What was it like playing against Mahomes? I mean, would you put him as one of
he's
the all-time
best.
greats?
Of course, he's Tom Brady Jr.
He's the next Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady's
You
son.
think he'll ever surpass Tom Brady?
No one surpassed Tom Brady.
Okay. He's got some years. We were talking about it before you showed up. He's got maybe a good 10 years left. You never know.
Tom Brady is like, you feel me?
Okay.
Tom Brady is a 6th-round guy,
Right,
so
because
it
you
makes
played both with and against Brady, and now you played against Mahomes.
Yeah.
And you still give Tom Brady the crown.
Tom Brady, that guy, champ.
Okay. What'd you think about the game last night, by the way?
I feel like I won some money on the game.
Okay, you bet
The
on the
whole
Chiefs.
world know they was gonna win, right? You knew it, right, Black? Come on.
I'm from the Bay, man. I was
The Bay got some
rooting
good
for the
fans, but you know,
Niners.
you
I
guys
was
got a
rooting for the
losing
Niners.
streak with Super Bowls right now.
I mean, it's hard to bet against Mahomes.
Yeah.
I didn't bet any money, but I was a little disappointed when they lost.
49ers can't
but
win nothing right now.
You scored the 3rd touchdown in the game.
Yes,
You guys
I
won
did.
31-9.
we did.
Your first Super Bowl championship.
Yeah.
How did that feel after all those years, after
Yeah.
all the trials and tribulations, after being blacklisted, after
Yes.
getting kicked off of teams,
Yes.
to finally get a ring at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The diamond middle finger. Okay.
Fuck him. I stick it to him. Yes. At that point, it's just like, I just was like, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those feelings where it's like, I was just so used to overcoming adversity. Anytime you just been through so much and you believe in God, you know that everything you're going through is a purpose for this. So it was just one of the testaments where you feel good in your heart knowing that no matter what I've been through, I believe and I stayed down to know what was the outcome. And to be in that moment and then have my kids experience, like, yeah. You're gonna see my documentary after the Super Bowl, you're gonna see everything. When I go home, put the kids to bed.
Yeah.
People calling, they like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the real.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was such a story of perseverance to actually get to the point and such a, you know, I mean, you see a lot of players, they join a team and then with that team, they win a bunch of Super Bowls. Nah, you had to go a really roundabout way to get to this Super Bowl.
But that's my whole life that I explained to you. You know, being for Liberty City, we got to go through the trenches, get through the hardships. But that's about overcoming adversity. You know, some people go through adversity and trauma, they quit. They give up. You know, I just use it as a motivation for me. Like, yo, this is what I got to get through to get what God got for me. And that's a part of life. You know, you got to be able to get through the adversities, get through the traumas, get through the ups and downs. And, you know, I feel like the lows, you know, that's what make you. You know, the adversity, you know, the downfalls, because that's when you know, see who you really are and really see what direction you gotta go. And I feel like everything I've been through, from the bad, the good, you know, I thank God for it because it made me who I am.
That next year, you signed for another 1-year deal with the Bucks.
Yes.
$6.25 million, $2 million signing bonus, 3.1 guaranteed. Why only a 1-year deal and why not a big monster deal like you're used to at that point?
That's what I was trying to figure out. In my mind, I felt like
you were getting shortchanged.
Not at first, you know, when I first was going through the deal, in my mind, I thought I did everything to finally get what I deserved.
Right.
But then, you know what I'm saying, you really figure out it ain't about what you deserve. You feel me? I just felt like, you know, that's what when the, you know what I'm saying, that's when the pressure came in. It's like, yo, if this all I'm value to these guys, like, you know,
after winning a Super Bowl,
after
winning a touchdown,
after winning the biggest game,
Super Bowl.
after winning the biggest game in the world, this is my value to you still.
Yeah, not a lot.
Not a lot.
Comparatively,
exactly. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, this what I'm worth to these guys. Like, so in my mind, I'm coming back already jaded, just like these guys think I'm just the guy that come off the bench and it's jokes.
Are you and Tom Brady having this conversation? Because obviously he has a lot of pull on that team. And he's like, yo, this is my guy. If you don't pay him right, he's not going to perform how we need to get another Super Bowl.
The crazy part is my agent, El Orlowski, the same guy who Tom hooked me up with, said Tom Brady called him cussing him out for asking for our money. he called cussing my agent out, saying
Oh,
like,
cussing your agent out. Oh, okay.
saying asking for new money. Saying like, that's Ed Woloski. If you know Ed Woloski, please interview him and ask him what he tell you. They come, Tom call him, telling him like, yo, like cursing him out like about the money.
Yeah, I mean, I felt you were underpaid at this point. And there was a bunch of performance guarantees and thrown in.
Yeah, it was like they wanted me to do 10 backflips before they put out the money.
Exactly. Well, in September of that year, 2021,
yes,
they say you faked a COVID test.
Bro, if I faked the COVID test, they would have took me to a federal offense. These guys was investigating me like I was Liberty City John Doe. Yo, listen, Vlad, everyone got a COVID cards, right?
Right. Well, you faked a COVID vaccine card. Is that what they're saying?
How would I fake a card? Listen, everybody got cards from everywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, the NFL want to go do the due diligence of AB COVID card, right?
Yeah.
So they go first they say my chef tweeted my girlfriend and said, yo, AB bought a card, right? So now they investigated me off of he say, she say in the NFL in the midst of a season, right? So they come to find out my card is clear, good, correct, everything. They still suspended me. They never correct the narrative.
Wow.
And now I'm suspended. The NFL told me you're not going to get paid. And I'm hurt. I'm not even playing right now. I'm hurt. So imagine someone not paying you what you deserve, fucking researching you to take you down while your shit correct. And then they fucking writing all these stories, like, you feel me? Now they say you don't get paid, but still come in and meet with the team.
Well, and this leads up to what happened on January 2nd.
Yes, man, you smart. You seen the buildup.
Yeah, the buildup.
Yeah.
So, third quarter.
Yes.
Against the New York Jets.
Yes.
Describe to me, from your point of view, what happened.
I mean, it's like the camel took his last straw. You ever seen the camel take his last straw?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, my mom and dad always told me, like, baby, the football game will come to an end. So I always used to tell myself, I don't want to limp away from the game. I want to be able to walk on my own too. And I feel like, yo, at one point in my life, I took responsibility of my life, would take care of myself and go into the football field because I know it changed my life. And I knew one part of like my football life, I had to walk away from my football life to take care of myself back in the real life. So to me, it was just that maturity point of life where it's like, yo, you do what's best for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like some people in life, Vlad, they can't do what's best for themselves. They have to work this job because they never made nothing. They have to deal with this person because they're not in a position where they could deal with who they want. They don't have the financial freedom or the freedom to take ownership of their life and in their own possession. Some people get their life to their job. Some people get their life to their boss. Some people get you know what I'm saying? For me, it was just like, yo, after all the adversity that I went through in my life in Liberty City, the football field was a place where I was peace and I could be successful and to be able to make a man of myself. I could work on myself. I could discipline myself. I could work hard. I could challenge myself. I could compete. You know what I'm saying? And the football field, it was like, yo, I was that kid again where I was like looking to become a man, go off into the journey of being my best self because I knew, this wasn't it no more. It's like you becoming a man. So I feel like out of everything I had been through, it's like a fight. It's like finally doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you walk away. You know what I mean?
You get into an argument with the coach. You take off your shoulder pads.
No, I don't even get in an argument with the coach. At this point, I'm on the bench. Okay. The coach is begging me to get in the game.
Right.
Because at this point, the game is not looking good. We looking like shit. The Jets might get us. So he's like, yo, AB, get in the game. And I'm just like, nah, I can't get in the game.
Well, you had problems with your ankle?
Yeah, I had tore a ligament in my ankle.
Yeah.
I had missed the 4 games. That's why they suspended me. Because they think about it, Vlad. If I'm hurt, I still get paid. I'm a 5th-year veteran. Like, if you 5 years or more in the NFL, if you on the roster day one, you still get paid, right? Now I'm hurt 4 weeks, can't play. They still got to pay me. So they make up something not to pay me. The COVID, right? Out the blue, they use my own people to try to take me down with the COVID made up. So guess what? They ain't have to pay me for those 4 weeks while I'm hurt. And they made me look crazy in the media. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what happened, Vlad. The 4 weeks over, guess what God do? 2 of their players get hurt. One guy, the receiver, tore his ACL. He's done. The other guy tore a hamstring, hurt his hamstring, and the running back. So I guess what? They need me now to come back. I come back, play against the Carolina game, I go for 100 on the half a leg. They know I'm hurt. It just look like I'm not. I tell these guys again, we playing against the Jets. So imagine, Vlad, after getting a low ball salary, after getting treated like scrub, you see my highlights in 2021? You seen the plays I was making?
Yeah, it's crazy. You take off your jersey, your pads, your glove, your shirt in front of the whole world watching.
Yeah.
And you walk off the field.
Rebel shit, yes.
You know, the coach said he's never seen anything like this in his life. Yeah. He said, you're no longer a buck.
Yeah.
Tom Brady had a press conference. He said, we all love him. We care about him deeply. We want to see him be his best. Unfortunately, it won't be with our team.
Exactly.
When you heard Tom Brady, your man, who's been holding you down, has, been on your side the whole time, say that, how did you feel?
I felt betrayed. Even before the game, you know what I'm saying? I had paid the trainer $100,000. The guy told me before the game he couldn't even work on me. Imagine you pay a guy and it's like you depending on this service while you really hurt. And the guy like, yo. So I just felt like they all had turned on me. Yeah. And that's why I had to do what was best for myself.
Well, you gave up $1 million in potential bonuses.
Yeah.
Some people say, after the fact that you didn't want to play because you wanted the bonuses, but they were saying you didn't perform for the bonuses. You know what I'm talking about?
We had 2 catches. We had 5 catches in 2 more games. I could have easily got the money. I got the money last year. They was begging me to pay.
Pay the bonuses? Pay the bonuses?
Vlad, they was begging me to get in the game.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's like if they wanted me to play. I told them I don't want to play. I took off my jerseys.
Got it.
I just felt like at that point, man, I just had to do what's best for myself, man.
You just broke at that point.
Not even broke.
Snapped? I mean,
not even snap. It's just like, yo, I was at peace. I walked out the field in peace.
Right.
At that point, it's like, yo, I was brought back with Tom Brady and this guy. It's like, if those guys who brought me back to this point and got the loyalty for me, who's going to have it? Tampa Bay never had the loyalty for me. You know what I'm saying? They were just bringing me to help them win. We did that.
Well, you ended up posting on Instagram with you walking off with the caption, Super Gremlin.
Of course.
Because, at the time, Kodak Black, the biggest song was Super Gremlin.
Nah, I feel like that just exemplified me, because I feel like you got to have balls to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a certain belief in yourself. It's like when a man can't give you no money, it's like, what could he offer you? It's like most people, they can't take their own life in their own hands or their responsibility on themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Kodak actually commented.
Of course.
He said, don't be quick to shun AB.
That's my slime.
Ain't nobody finna just do that
Free
for
Kodak,
no apparent
Yak
reason.
Coming home. Yak, when you come home, we gonna put that shit on remix.
Some shit we don't know about. Clearly, he has some fines to pay, and then people wasn't trying to put him in the game so he could earn them bonuses, of course.
Yeah.
Dude gonna get frustrated. And then ultimately they put out the release saying you're no longer a Buccaneer.
Yeah.
And you were officially released on January 6th, 2022. At that point, did you feel like your football career was over, or do you feel like, okay, another moment, I'm going to get on another team?
Nah, I feel like at that moment I knew
that it was over.
Yeah. I knew at that point, you know what I'm saying, I took a stand for myself. And as a kid from Liberty City, that was the best feeling.
I remember when I interviewed Rashard Mendenhall about this.
Yeah.
And as someone who knows you, he was like, AB's not a soft dude. To see him go through this, it's, he described it as the unraveling of a dog-ass N-word.
Yeah.
And he really felt bad seeing it happen, knowing who you are and so forth. So although some people were, against you, you had people that really were concerned. O.J. Simpson, he chimed in. He said that throwing your jersey was inexcusable. It's funny how O.J. would talk about inexcusable behavior.
Everybody want to go to the movie theaters. They got their opinion on the movie.
But that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And at that point, as of right now, do you have any plans to go back to the NFL, or are you done?
Nah, I'm good on the NFL. I think I did everything I had to do, needed to do in the NFL.
Well, and then you end up hooking up with Kanye.
Yeah.
And you became the president of Donda Sports.
Yes.
Oh, that's the chain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Ye.
But then right around that time, that's when all the anti-Semitic stuff started happening.
Yeah.
And he lost the Adidas deal and lost really all his corporate deals. And ultimately, Donda Sports closed.
Yeah, we had to take a pause, but, you know, it was a greater stand and all that, you know. To see a man have to, you know, die for what he believe in, you know, it's like a Jesus. It's like, you know, why is it good to gain riches and gold and lose yourself a part of the world? And Ye, one of those icon guys who had to really cancel himself to show black people like, yo, we got our own money. You know what I'm saying? We could believe in our own selves. We could do our own things. And not even in a bad way. I think obviously it got spun in a bad way, being that he's one of the biggest artists ever and a superhero. But at the same time, I feel like it was so impactful for guys like myself, you know, black people who's being framed or being canceled or being written upon or misconstrued or painted the wrong image or made look, you know what I'm saying, not like who they are. So to take a statue of a guy like Ye to cancel himself to show, you know, to show humane to human beings, you know what I'm saying, to show that, you know, principles are important and intangibles, and treating people as a humane is important.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much did cancel himself.
That's what he did.
You know,
he had to really show the whole people that, yo, we could cancel ourselves. We don't need to look outside for, you know, fulfillment. It's not on us, it's in us. And he had to exemplify that. You know, the baby had just got canceled. There's so many of us guys getting canceled or written off from our true beings or our true selves. So to show that type of scrutiny, to be able to lose everything, you know, that's like a Jesus story, you know, is walking the earth with nothing, standing up, you know, forest for 40 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like to take that type of stand and not, you know, the people don't want to take those intangibles the right way. You know, that's the slightening part.
Well, you claim that Tampa Bay paid you hush money.
They did. I showed it. I got paid for missing those games. It wasn't no hush money.
Well, you called it hush money. Well, maybe other people call it hush money.
Yeah.
Well, you started trolling Tom Brady. You posted up a book with Daddy Doesn't Live Here Anymore with you.
Yeah, I was
with his ex-wife.
I was a little troll after that. I turned into a troll after that.
You posted up some of his text messages where he called you selfish and immature. Do you guys have any sort of relationship now? Do you guys talk on any level? Because, I mean, he's retired as well at this point.
No, we used to talk to a mutual friend, Jeff Sofer. We haven't talked in a while. I'm sure he was a little upset. You know, I used his wife's picture for some entertainment and some, like you said, you know, I didn't always do the right thing as a man when I felt emotional, especially the way they left me. So, you know, I did a little bit of, you know, immaturity with getting back in regards to trying to, you know, make him feel how I felt. You know what I mean? But I'm a man to admit it.
So do you apologize for that picture? Not really.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I did it, so it's like, it's hard to do something and then say you apologize.
It's already out there.
You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it was immature because it was a human, immature thing. You know, I felt.
That's ultimately the mother of his kids and his kids.
I mean, they jack my baby mama every time, so it's like, yo, it is what it is.
Well, but
it was entertainment, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was, you know what I'm saying? It was just natural humanity, you know. People make you feel bad. You know, you did the right things. You try to make them feel bad back. You know what I'm saying? But I could admit it. It was like some petty shit.
Well, you and Keisha Cole were an item at one point.
Yeah, I love Keisha Cole. I miss her red skins and her like pretty lips. Like, I don't know why she don't call me no more. She treat me like so bad and shit. Like, we had a good thing going with that.
Did she get an AB tattoo?
She did. That's my baby. She probably covered up. You know, she a little gangster. She from the, you know, she from the Oakland. You know what I'm saying? The
from my hometown.
Shout out to Keisha Cole. You know, KC, if you see this, you know I'm thinking about you, my baby. Like, you know,
hey, you must have put it on her for her to get an AB tattoo.
You seen our song say "Don't Leave." She love.
Yeah.
Hey, Vlad, good dick could do that.
Yeah, obviously. A tattoo. She's been, you know, it's not like she's like a brand new, like a, you know, a brand new chick. She's been around so you must have really, you know.
Put that stick on her.
I guess so. I guess so.
Well,
speaking of that, what happened in Dubai in that pool, that hotel pool?
Yeah, so at the pool,
That was wild, man.
No, let me tell you the story behind that because it looked wild. That's why I'm talking about perception and reality.
Because
right?
I remember when that happened, everyone started reposting this Boosie interview where he's like, "Get the hell out the pool, man."
Yeah, it was like,
I was like, "Get the hell out the pool, man."
You know what women go through, man? Sit your ass down, man. Get the fuck out the pool, man. Get your ass out the pool, man. Real shit. You cheating, bro. Get your ass out the pool. It's not acceptable in my mind. I don't know who gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna tell them, get your ass out the pool, man.
Pussy funny. Yeah, so listen, I'm out in Dubai with Floyd Mayweather. I'm with his whole team. I'm bringing them out for the fight in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
One of his close friends, Jonah, we had the pool. It was just a private pool. They was recording me with some random girl. I guess she thought I was like the Prince of Africa and shit. She like wrestling me for my drawers. I never, hey, for real. I put on everything, Vlad. This shit was like a movie theater. I'm out in Dubai, the pool, you know, I guess they ain't see a lot of black guys like this and shit. A lot of melanin. So the girls start, you know, I ain't used to girls just disrespecting me like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an alpha male. So the girls like in the pool taking my drawers. My Jewish friends, Jonah Riznick behind the video. This his private video. This ain't even this just from his phone video.
So he posted that?
Yes, he leaked it to the media with the fucking idiot guy, Ryan King. They did a PR technique. You know what I'm saying?
So I just thought it was...
Nah, bro.
So
we
one
don't
of your
live
people,
like that.
one of your people...
One of Floyd's guy who with us. I'm with Floyd, yeah. We at the pool. And he recorded it. Now they leaked this out on the back end. They made me look like a demon.
That's foul.
Like, I don't even live like that. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an alpha male. I got principles, respect. I ain't taking my Johnny Cochran out in every pool. You feel me?
Well, you end up getting arrested over unpaid child support.
Yeah,
you called
man.
your ex money
up.
hungry. But then you posted a graphic picture of your child's mother.
Yeah.
That's your kid's mother. I wasn't a fan of that.
Nah,
I understand
like,
everyone gets mad, but your kids are going to have to see that at one point.
I know, but the kid's going to have to understand from both sides of the family. You know what I'm saying? Anytime someone's making money more important than the principle of the relationship with you and your kid. You know, and I went to child support, I had the wrong lawyers, man. My lawyer was saying that this wasn't that. But obviously, you know, I do the right things and pay it. But I hate to be looked upon as, you know, my baby mama never had a job. Ever. Like, since I've been in the NFL, and I'm a great dad, so I don't really take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good example to all my kids, no matter.
I remember you took your kids to, what talk show?
Jimmy Kimmel, yeah.
Right. I remember your kids were like wrestling with each other. It was actually kind of cool to see, man. It was like, oh, these are boys. Like,
my daughter, summertime IMG, she stay at my house. They got trust funds. So, I don't like when people try to manipulate my well-being or manipulate my name just because people made it negative and they could get off a couple negativity. So I don't like that because I really, take my kids and my family important.
Right.
The child support, I had really the sheriff waiting, by my guard gate, chasing me in undercover cars because, I was giving the wrong information in regards to it. But, we pay our dues, we do the right things. If anything in the midst of something happened, maybe it was a misunderstanding, but we don't make excuses or run from no responsibilities. But one thing I'm not gonna do, one thing we're not gonna tolerate is you could play on our name. Imagine I was in the NFL, Vlad, I could never just protect my name or combat somebody with the negativity because obviously I represent an organization.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a point I represent myself. So if you're gonna come at me negative with the false narratives, I'm gonna be extra aggressive on you. That's why I think Elon Musk, he made the nice Twitter app space where we could express ourselves and we could be who we are as people. So don't come for me unless you come in for real because we're gonna really make entertainment out of it.
There's the video of Selena Powell with your face.
Jokes.
Tattoos.
Selena's an eater. I hate eaters.
That was not a real tattoo.
Nah, that was fraud.
That was
She's
fake.
just running fraud campaign. I think her OnlyFans not selling.
I really don't know why any successful man would associate with Selena Powell.
I'm AB, not Blueface, baby. I'm
what's gonna
AB,
happen,
not
though.
Blueface, baby.
Okay, but she has a history with
She's an
putting
eater.
Snoop
She eat up
Dogg on
everybody,
blast,
right? She eat up
academics on
Yeah,
blast.
she's an eater. Yeah.
Yeah, Me personally, I don't.
Yeah, we don't want
she's
no
reached out
dealings.
to me for a few interviews.
Yeah,
I said, no, I'm
you
good.
decline, right? It's
I'm
just
good.
bad business,
I
right?
don't want that energy on Flash
Yeah,
TV.
yeah,
You
she
go
don't
take that to
want
No
it.
Jumper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Adam's my man, but that's more his lane.
Yeah. She's doing the most. Selena, cut it out, man. Get one of them other guys. You did.
Well, you called Colin Kaepernick trash and said he doesn't actually want to play for the NFL.
No, why people get sent out? I mean, listen. Colin Kaepernick was a great player at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I call everybody trash. I am an elite level of just, you feel me? Differentiating players. I feel like everybody trash, to be honest, to me. Because I look at it from the intangibles of, do they want to be great? So I probably did call him trash, but I don't think I call him trash. I really respect Colin Kaepernick, everything he stand for.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick was the first guy who was like yay at a point, who really damn near canceled his whole self or a higher purpose on a Jesus type vibe. So I didn't call Colin Kaepernick trash as a person. You know, I call people trash in the football field as a competitive state to bring out the best of them. Just like I call some crackers in the field crackers. It ain't to be, you know what I'm saying, just to make them motivated. Like if you tackle me hard, I might get up and look in your eyes and be like, that wasn't shit, cracker. You know what I'm saying? But it's a friendly competition to preeminate the best competitions.
Well, you actually got into music.
Yes.
And I actually got to listen to all your tracks coming here.
Are you vibing with them? I got some new ones. Let me play one of the new ones.
I'm gonna let you play, and I'm gonna say that I was actually surprised at some of the tracks.
Respect.
Like,
That's
you know,
respect.
you actually got some real producers. You got some dope features.
That's respect.
504 was on there. Was it Young Thug?
Yeah, Young Thug on there. We got the video before Young Thug went in, man. Shout out to Thug.
Yeah. It seemed like you were kind of taking it seriously. I mean, you performed like Coachella, was it, or Rolling Loud? Or...
Rolling Loud, yes. I take
So-
the crowd too.
Are you still sticking with it, or?
Yeah, 10 toes down, my foot's still sticking.
Now, what happened with the guy that owned the label? There was a whole story about the fake
No,
Richard Mille
listen,
watches.
I got a distribution deal with Video. Let's get it clear.
Okay.
AB don't just rap. I got a huge deal with Video. They just sold the company. Now it's called Goomba. You heard of Goomba?
No.
Larry Jackson just bought the company, if you guys don't know. So AB does got a cash advance deal for making the raps through Video.
Mm-hmm.
So happened I make the big album Paradigm. I meet this guy Ryan Kane from Miami. We're going on this podcast. He don't even know about music, right? He just know he got a talent in front of him. He give us some money for music. The watch, it come back to the story. The watch guy, Jonah. Remember the watch guy PR and the video of me in Dubai came out at the same time. You recall that, right?
Okay. Well, he ended up suing you over the whole watches, and he won.
Yeah, he won.
Were the watches fake?
The watch was fake. It was from Jonah. It was Jonah watch.
Oh,
So him and Jonah made the PR together with the Dubai PR and the watch. They did the campaign together.
So they conspired to make you look bad.
Exactly. Now you're thinking. So you can
All
put
right.
two and two together.
I didn't know the missing piece here. Okay.
So let me tell you what happened, right? I get a new music deal. I already got a deal with Video. It's already set in stone. I got a cash and bill distribution deal through my label, Cat Records. I meet this guy, Ryan Kane, for doing this podcast. We Miami a few times in Miami. He wanted to come over with a music deal, another music deal with a label he started called STB. I'm like, okay, run it. He give me a deal, 150,000, 375, and marketing money. We just did give him 12 tracks. You know, I got this new track with Lil Wayne out. He's super excited. So he know, man, I got a track with Lil Wayne on it. AB, I need to drop that under my label. So now we doing business. We about to do Rolling Loud in 2022. I'm flying here out of LA. I got a deal with Jonah. A deal with Jonah, I mean, I gave him 200,000. He's showing me these watches. That's why I was posting all the information online to show who these guys was. I gave him the loan for 200. He gonna give me 260. The collateral of these watches. He tell me out the blue these watches is somebody watches. I won't say their names. He said, yo, they did the money for it. It's a pawn deal. Him and Floyd do this all the time. I'm like, cool. Floyd, my family. Ain't no deal he ever reneged on 100%. I go to Jonah. I come to LA, so I'm coming to see the watches. I gave him the 200,000 maybe around my birthday, July 10th sometime. So I sent him the money, supposed to get my money back August 6th. We coming back here in LA to practice the set for Rolling Loud in Miami. I'm gonna practice the set here, meet with Jonah, see the watches that he got in the bank that my money is went for as the collateral, right? Ryan Kane is here with me in LA. We flying a jet that night back to go back to Miami to do the show. We go back and do the show. I tell you, I get the check from Jonah that say $260,000. That's dated August 6th when the due date was supposed to come for the watches. I end up taking the watches as collateral because the lady in the bank was like, Jonah don't got $260 in there right now. So we keep the watches for collateral. I get on the plane at the end of the night with Ryan King. Yo, AB, why we here so late? Man, I had to check on my deal with Ryan King. I had to make sure I get the check. I show him the watches. He like, yo, I want to buy Richard Mille, woo, woo. So I'm like, well, yeah, you really want to buy the watch? Okay, cool. He come over after the show, we do Rolling Loud. He called his jeweler, woo, woo. Yo, he said the watch official, he bought a watch. You know what I'm saying? This in July. October when they come out, Vlad. So now he go buy the watch. Jonah don't give me my check back in time. He paid me later. And then come to find out, he go take the guy Ryan King to meet Floyd. He paid to meet Floyd. They take a picture. They sit down together and say, yo, AB gave you that watch? That was my watch. That's a fake watch. So now they come out with a PR deal. He sue me, and then he drop the video from Dubai. So now they do like a takedown campaign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just run the movie theaters of the mode. You feel me? Of the Batman story, the villain. They go viral.
Oh, man. A lot of ups and downs, man. But at the end of the day, AB, like, you achieved what very few human beings have achieved.
And no wonder, I achieved it under pressure, though. Let's make
under
that
pressure
clear.
the whole time.
Under scrutiny the whole time.
Do you feel like you're going to make it in the Hall of Fame?
Of course, why wouldn't I?
Sometimes the drama keeps people out of the Hall of Fame. Like, for example,
let's have that conversation.
So, like, for example, I interviewed Pete Rose,
who's
an all-time hitter.
But baseball on steroids, he was in the steroids era.
Well, no, he bet on his own team.
Of course, so he did the wrong things against the game. Right. The code of ethics. He violated the rules.
Exactly.
And
you look at like the Jose Cansecos, the A-Rods.
That's baseball. Let's talk football. Let's talk about Terrell Owens since you're a 49ers fan.
Okay.
Why do you think, because a lot of people like to say, oh, AB might be like Terrell. Why do you think Terrell Owens had to wait for the Hall of Fame? Let's have that discussion, because I always have this discussion with my friends.
Why is that?
I'm asking you.
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's say this. I would say why I think he didn't go first, right? Who did Terrell Owens play for the most years? The Niners, right? He got drafted by the Niners.
Yeah.
You usually go in the Hall of Fame with your team that you drafted, right?
Correct.
Who's the number one receiver in the Niners history?
Rice.
So if T.O. go retire there, what'd that make him? Number one or two?
Two.
Okay, that make him number two. All right, let's go see the other teams that Terrell Owens played for. Who was it he played for that was like a good team? Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he had drama with the quarterback in Philly and they never won in Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he got stats that make him elite in the league, right? But the NFL is all about marketing and you got to go down with the team.
Image.
Yeah, and you got to be number one. Not even about image. They care about you being number one for the club.
Mm-hmm.
When Terrell Owens retired, he's number 3 in the NFL. He does some amazing things on the course of a big list, but you got to go down with the team.
Mm-hmm.
The team got to ride behind you. He would have been number 2 with that team.
Right.
And then he been over the course of a lot of different other teams. And then he had real beef with the media. Like, the media really hated Terrell Owens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, personally, I feel like you absolutely earned your spot.
No, I'm number 1 with the Steelers.
Right.
I got more yards than Hans Ward.
Exactly.
So when it's time, man, like...
how much longer do you have to wait until you're eligible?
Look it up right now. I know it, but you should look it up. Tell me my Hall of Fame grade is actually the year 2027. I'm right behind AP, me and Big Ben.
2027.
Google it, though.
3 more years.
Google it, give you the numbers. Me and Big Ben going to Hall of Fame 2027. You feel me?
2027.
What number my grade is right there? 42 behind Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson, you.
Okay, what's the grade next to that? It's a grade that comes with
Legend
it.
score is 42.
Okay, who's the top in that class right there?
Adrian Peterson's at 57.
Okay, who's number 2?
You. Richard Sherman is 3.
Okay, then.
And then Rob Gronkowski.
So who's going in 2027, Vlad, by the looks of the numbers?
I mean, you are obviously at number 2 going to go into the Hall of Fame. There you go.
I mean, when you overcome this much adversity and you make it look this good, the thing is, when people go through adversity, they seek comfort, Vlad. They make excuses. They minimize their work. They minimize their role. They minimize their role. They fucking they point the finger. They bitch the people that don't help with their problems. You know, when I went through my adversity, I didn't seek comfort. I didn't make excuses. I committed to be the difference. I overcame that adversity. I took leadership and responsibility to committing to be the difference. I didn't minimize my role. I maximized my role. And that's showing people you can be great and overcome adversity. You know what I mean? And how you deal with that. How you deal with people some people can't deal. You think Tom Brady could deal with someone negative on his name every day?
Nah, people love Tom Brady.
After cheating the balls, after everything, they love him.
Inflate game.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
That's that cracky shit right there, man.
Well, AV, man, listen, you went from
sugar to shit,
Liberty City to not being recruited but not making it into a top college.
0 stars. Only I believe in me.
6th-round draft pick.
Yes.
Started essentially the very bottom of the NFL.
Yes. That's what me and Tom got in common. They just ain't cheap the balls for me.
He wasn't a top pick either.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
just
interviewed Michael Vick. He was the number one. He was the first black number one quarterback draft pick. He came in and people were ready for him.
That was my idol. Michael Vick was my idol in high school. Though. I looked up to him.
Playing Madden, it was like the cheat code. Playing Michael Vick.
Viral. Michael Vick.
You know, to start from the very bottom, no one believing in you. At every point,
yes,
to proving them wrong,
yes,
to winning a Super Bowl,
yes,
to making it to Hall of Fame eventually,
yes.
I mean, you just defied the odds, man. And
defeat the odds. That's what we stand for.
You defied the odds, man.
Yes.
You seem like you're still financially good.
Of course, business booming.
You know, you're financially good. You're not one of these stories of.
No, but I might have to file Chapter 11 though, just to protect the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you could take away the debt,
look at Donald Trump.
Yeah, you know.
How many times Donald Trump filed?
Filed 4 or 5 times.
Listen, I used to interview Trick Daddy. He's filed like 3 times, and he has no plans on not filing in the future.
Yeah, they just wipe away the debt. That way no one can take nothing from you.
You know, I mean, it happens to the best of us.
Everything in the trust, Vlad, you know?
Everything in the trust, man. Listen, I appreciate you finally doing this, man. We've been trying to do this 2 years. We had 2 false starts.
No, hold on. We got to clear the false starts, too.
All right, let's talk about false starts.
Vlad, what false start? Well, we had 1 false start.
We had 2 false starts.
I walked off the field. I supposed to did an interview with you.
Nope.
And KD, I had the tickets to the floor seats.
Nope. Before then, you were supposed to interview Coach PR.
It was Coach PR.
Coach PR at VladTV. Remember, you came to VladTV and Coach PR was going to interview you at my studio.
I came to the studio?
You came to the studio. You don't remember this?
I don't remember that.
You got on the phone. We could talk about this on camera if you want.
Yeah, pop it. I want to.
All right, so you came to the studio.
Which studio?
35th
in New York?
In Manhattan.
With who?
Coach PR was there.
I don't even know who
you
Coach
showed
PR
up there,
is, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
He's a DJ.
I showed up?
You showed up. You got on the phone with me, and you said...
That probably was somebody else on
it
my
was
life,
you.
bro.
I talked to you.
That's I'm
not making this up.
Jake,
no, listen.
Yeah.
You got on the phone with me. You said, hey, when I do this interview, can I post to my YouTube channel as well? And I said, well, we prefer to keep everything on my YouTube channel.
I don't got a YouTube channel.
Then you hung up and you walked out. That's what I was told.
That ain't how.
That didn't happen.
That ain't happened on my life. I don't know where you got that on.
All right, this is what I was told. I wasn't there personally.
You got it from somebody telling you this?
But it was at my studio. My whole staff told me this.
They don't got a video? Bro, everywhere I go, they're gonna get a video.
We're not recording
when
you walk in. You record.
Bro, if I walk in, somebody gonna get something on video,
all right,
bro. Especially if I dub it.
So there was that, and then you were supposed to do the other.
When I walked out the field, bro, I literally got tickets from Katie and his uncle. I'm like this.
Shout out to Katie.
Bro, you had 30,000 for me that day. It was either go see Katie or go. I'm like, damn, I can't let my homies down out of principles.
Right.
Why would I say, bro, you had 30K for 2 hours?
I had 30K waiting for you. I had the cashier's check in my hand. You ended up going to the game. Well, yeah, because what happened was I'd already worked it out with your management and everything else like that. And I was like, okay, cool. He's going to do the interview. It's going to be 2 hours. And afterwards, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give him the money. Yeah. The lawyer, the manager, Chico.
Now, we was on with it, but it was like, yo, Vlad is not waiting after the game. I was like, damn, I can't lay Katie down. They got the flow seats.
I could have waited after the game. But when we got on the phone, you were like, you going to have the money for me as soon as I walk in? I'm like,
yeah, because some people like, yo, usually when managers talk, they like, yo, they already worked out the financials.
Right.
Once I hear people worried about money, I'm like, shit, it might not go well.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, I was just like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, it was.
Yeah, well, listen, but this time around, we got on the phone with each other. And you even said, listen, bosses talk to bosses. Talk to me directly.
Correct, bro.
So before this interview, I mean, you have your manager who kind of set it up, but me and you got on FaceTime together. We worked it out, and here we are.
Game
and
time.
Hopefully, this will be the first of many.
Game time.
That's what it is. Until next time.
Yeah. VladTV movie theaters.